Buenas noches a todos, bienvenidos a Cafecito con Masha. Ya es jueves, ya se nos está acabando la semana. No puedo creer en qué momento sucedió esto. Y bueno, pues hoy tenemos una maravillosa entrevista de patinaje. Estoy muy contenta. Un gran patinador que ya habíamos entrevistado anteriormente a su esposa. Seguramente ya saben de quién estoy hablando. Y bueno, pues nos espera algo increíble. Guys, for those who speak English, bear with me just a second. I'm greeting the Latin American audience, so bear with me, I'm coming there. Entonces, chicos, bueno, tenemos una increíble entrevista el día de hoy. Por favor, les recuerdo, si no se han suscrito a este canal, háganlo en este momento. Aquí abajito está el botón para que se suscriban a mi canal y puedan ver más de estas increíbles entrevistas que tengo, que no solamente son de patinaje sobre hielo, sino también de la serie Rumbo a Tokio, donde estaremos conociendo a todos los atletas que estarán compitiendo en los Juegos Olímpicos de Tokio o que están buscando su pase. Y también síganme en mis redes sociales para que se enteren de todas las entrevistas. Ahí estoy publicando absolutamente todo. Y si al final de la entrevista quieren que lea algún comentario o alguna pregunta a nuestro invitado, no dejen de utilizar el super chat, chicos, por favor. Todos esos donativos que hacen a mi canal ayudan y han ayudado en todo este año a que el canal crezca tanto. Hi everyone, welcome. I can't believe it's already Thursday. This week passed really fast. I'm really happy and excited about this interview. I've been wanting to interview this guy for a long time, and finally I have him here. I mean, I interviewed his wife maybe a month ago and it was amazing. And finally today he's here. So this is going to be fun. This interview is going to be amazing. And guys, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do it now. The button is below. And also follow me on my social media so you can know about all these interviews I've been doing. Not only figure skating interviews, but also the Road to Tokyo interviews, where you will be meeting athletes from around the world who are going to compete in the Winter Olympics in Tokyo this year, or the guys who are seeking for a spot on the Olympics. So also follow me on my social media so you can know about all these interviews. And now I want to introduce our guest for today. We have the amazing Chris Knierim. I always get your last name really wrong, Knierim, or something
it's a
like
tough
that.
one.
It's a weird one. Where's your last name from?
It's German.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult to pronounce it, but I like it. It has style. So how are you?
Thank you.
Welcome to Cafecito con Masha.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
doing well.
That's amazing. So how was your day? How has been this whole year, pandemic year, craziness and all?
This year has been crazy. With all it's been about a year, a little over a year now, since everything started. It's been a little nutty, and then changing from being competitive figure skater to now a coach has been a whirlwind, to be honest. It's crazy.
I can imagine. I mean, it was a big change for you. You competed for almost your whole life, and now it's like, you have to switch everything and, start this new life. And it happened almost in the middle of the pandemic, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was right before everything pretty much started that I decided that I needed to step away and kind of go into a new path. And it's been interesting being on the other side of things. Especially as Alexa and Brandon have been competing, not being out there and getting the adrenaline and the nervousness and all that stuff. It's been interesting, but I love it.
It's great. I mean, it's amazing. And of course, the other side is cool. But I think you get more nervous when you watch someone you care competing than when you compete yourself. It's weird.
It is weird. It's different nervousness, I think. When you're out there and you're nervous, you're just worried about what you have to do and the elements that are coming up and getting through the program with ease. But when you're watching, it's like you're just hoping, like, do what you can do. I watch you every day. Do it. You can do it. Come on, you got it. It's just a different side of things, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. So now I want to talk about you when you started skating. What's your story? How did you get into figure skating?
Yeah, so my mom skated when she was younger in San Diego, California. For a long time. She was competitive, and then she coached. So eventually, I have three other brothers and sisters. We all kind of skated at one point or another throughout our lives growing up. And then everyone started going off to school and stuff, and I just kept going with it. I started around 12 or so, um, and I was the only one that just kept doing it.
That's cool. And you were with other partners before Alexa until after I believe it was your third partner. Your coach suggested that you should skate with Alexa. So you did a trial, and I kind of know this story, but maybe people don't. So how was this moment when you tried to skate together? Did you know right away that was going to work? Did you feel the chemistry right away?
Yeah, for sure. Funny story though, backing up a little. The year before, or 2 years before we actually tried out, my mom, for some reason, decided to send an email to Alexa and her parents asking if she would try out with me because I had split up with my partner 2 years before we actually tried out, but she had already teamed up with somebody, so it didn't work out. So 2 years after that original email, we finally got together. And yeah, I mean, she was a very strong skater, powerful skater, and we knew kind of the first, um, you know, session or two that it was going to work out. But we had a week-long tryout, and then she came out. I don't know. She drove her stuff out like a week later, or her mom drove her stuff out a week later, and off we went.
Wow. I mean, I heard this story about you guys driving in the car or something, and that I don't know, you like the same song or something like that, and that's
Yeah,
how your love started or something like that.
that's so. Yeah, I had a Camaro in Colorado, and leading into this, usually I was like a really quiet person. I didn't really talk a lot. I wasn't loud or anything like that, and kind of kept to myself. And when I picked her up from the airport, I was really talkative and really comfortable. And we went to a dinner, I think, like the week of the tryout with some other skaters, and they were all talking about like how I was quiet and stuff like that. And Alexa like didn't understand because from the second she met me, I was really talkative with her. So from the beginning, we were comfortable with each other, and it grew from there.
And after that, of course, you had a great start, but then you started having some injuries. And I remember you had a surgery on your ankle, and it was just before the Sochi Olympics. So you came back, you started skating again, you went to nationals, and you got the pewter medal, but you
Mhm.
didn't make the team for Sochi. So was that, like disappointing?
I mean, for sure. We skated really well the year before. We got second at nationals. We went to worlds. We skated well again. We got ninth, I think. And then the off season came. We were training really well. We had one competition. We just did a short program, and it was nice. It was great. And then the next week, like the short program was on like a Friday or Saturday, and then on the Monday after, we were just jumping in the morning, and our coach wanted us to do two sows, triple sows, back to back, and we did the first one, and then Alexa like stepped out or something of the second one, and then he's like, well, let's just do one more. So we went around and we did another one, and I like fell, and toe pick got stuck in the ice and it broke my leg.
Oh my
uh,
God.
so it was a big downer. But I was back on the ice about 4 weeks later, and then we just kept cranking away. I had a plate and 9 screws put in my ankle, um,
That
and it
must be
sucked.
painful to skate with, with metal.
You could kind of feel like the plate and like the screws popping out.
Oh,
I had to like do some adjustments to the boot to make it work. And I got on the ice way too soon. I shouldn't have done it. Looking back, I should have like done
wait.
it the right way, waited 6 to 8 weeks, but it is what it is. I don't like to wait for injuries to get better. I kind of just push through as fast as I can. So, which was a bad idea. But anyways, it took forever to get going again for the season. And finally in like December or so, we were cranking away pretty well. And then disappointing nationals, 4th place. But especially after the year before, on the team, as anyone is going into an Olympic year. But it's all, it's all right. We went 4 more and got on the 2018 team, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah, maybe you were more ready in Pyeongchang, so things happened.
Definitely more ready, yeah.
For a reason. So that was good. And okay, going back where we were after Sochi in the nationals, 2015 nationals, you won your first national title. So what did that title mean to you?
It was just all of our hard work finally paid off. We've been skating pretty good throughout the season. There was another team that was a little bit more consistent and getting a few more medals at Grand Prix and such. So they had a little more backing and a little more talk going into nationals. We decided that year that we would, in December, a month and a half or so before nationals, that we wanted to put in a quad twist. So we got a little bit of hype from that. But just all our training paid off there for the short program. We skated clean. We had a pretty decent lead. So it helps because you're a little more comfortable going into the free program. But we were just, our hard work finally paid off. We've been, skating every year at a pretty high level, but nothing was clicking when we get to nationals, and we just miss it. We were on the podium a few times. But it all came together, and Alexa it was all Alexa, to be honest with you. That throw wasn't so hot. But no, we're just, hard work paid off for us.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, you guys together are like a bomb. So it showed from the beginning. It's like the chemistry was perfect and you guys like matched. It was amazing the job you guys were doing. And actually, I wanted to talk about the quad. I mean, quad twist. The twist is scary. Really, really scary. Now, doing a quad twist, oh my God, tell me all about that, please.
Well, I think it's more scary for the girl than the guy. Our feet are on the ground for the most part. It is a little nerve-wracking doing your first one, especially being the guy, making sure you get her, the timing is correct, and you get her into the air as efficiently as you can. I know the first time that we tried one, Alexa started crying a little bit. The first time we tried one on the ice,
Wow. Because
it's even when we started training it, we wouldn't do the very beginning of the program. We would just skate into the twist because it takes a lot of energy for one, and that kind of disrupts your flow into the first or the second element coming after it, because it's a big energy sucker. But eventually we got over that, and we would do it pretty consistently every day. But as we went through the years, we kind of held back a little and didn't do it so often because it takes so much energy. And I was getting a little older, more kinks and things like that as far as injuries.
Yeah.
So we were, going about it as well as we could for what we had.
Yeah, I think you stopped doing it maybe for a couple of years or something like that.
Yeah, usually we wouldn't do it after we got through nationals or worlds. We would kind of stop for a little while and then pick it back up here and there, August time, to kind of get it back going for the competitive season. Because physically it's a difficult element, which is why you never really see it. So we didn't want to go about it throughout the whole season, just to prevent injuries and things like that.
Yeah, of course. How long did it take you to nail it? From the first time you tried it off ice and then on the ice?
Well, off ice we tried a few, but it was not very good. I think I posted a video a while back of trying one on the ground, and it's much harder. You don't have any momentum from the ice. You kind of got to do it on your own. So we did that a little bit, and we catch them a little under, and then we just decided to try it on the ice. And the first day we were able to do it, but to really get like good flow and speed into it and out of it, it took a little while. But we were able to get it done the first day we tried it.
That's crazy. I mean, it's so scary. I always see the twist and I'm like, ah, she's gonna die. I did pairs for a while, but of course not at these levels. And we were trying double twist, and literally, I thought I was going to die. You see the
I'm sure it's a crazy experience for the girl. The guy gets to just stay on the ice and just watch what happens, but the girl has to go horizontal and stuff. It's a little crazy for the girls.
Also, for the guys, it's a tough thing. I saw the accident that Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford had when she broke his nose. That's not fun.
To the nose.
Oh my God.
It's a dangerous element. It's an explosive element, and that's a lot of times why you see it at the beginning of the program, because it takes so much energy.
Yeah.
At the end very often. But yeah, I mean, accidents. I mean, I've been hit in the head and all this stuff. Fortunately, I haven't broken my nose, but I've got whacked a few times in the head by elbows.
Oh my God, that's horrible. So after that year, Alexa got sick. So she had this weird disease. It was like gastrointestinal or something. And so what happened? She lost a lot of weight. She was really weak. You guys had to withdraw from some competitions. And I can imagine that it was a hard time for you guys. You were already together. So, oh my God, that was tough. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, we did a team event, the North American Challenge team event, and that's when she first started getting sick, and everyone kind of thought she had like the flu or a bug or something like that. I mean, that's kind of what it was like for her.
Yeah.
But then we went home to Colorado, and it just got worse and worse. And then she would be, throwing up all hours of the night, couldn't eat anything. It was crazy. We went to a bunch of different doctors to try and find out what happened or what is going on, and no one could really tell us. They went through like a bunch of food, a bunch of different allergy tests. Like they were trying everything. And at the end of the day, we never really got an answer to why it happened.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
It was crazy. And then we had to eventually start withdrawing from competitions, which sucks as an athlete to have to do.
Yeah.
But at the time, it didn't really matter to me or Alexa. I just wanted to make sure she was okay so that we could even have a chance at going to the Olympics, or she could keep, skating, or just, bottom line, just to be healthy moving forward. So we withdrew from a few competitions, and then finally she had surgery while she was having, we called them episodes where she'd be throwing up throughout the night. And she got the surgery. A week later or so, we had to get another one. I think she had 3 altogether. But eventually, Halloween night was the last surgery. And then she's crazy. She got back on the ice 3 weeks later or something, so she could just skate around. I was just holding her hands because she had no energy. She started coming to the rink. I'd go do singles, and she'd just walk around the rink while I was on the ice skating.
No.
I'd have to go home and take a nap because she was really tired. So we just started little by little moving up and getting her activity higher and higher. And eventually we got to December and we could do elements and run mostly programs. And then we had to make the decision to withdraw from nationals and then put a bid in to try and get on the 4 continents and worlds team because of what we had accomplished the few years before, which was a tough decision because we were we could have gone and competed, but we weren't really trained, but we could have put something out there. But we decided not to, and we kind of just waited that whole week of nationals till the end of the week for the decision. And fortunately, they put us on the 4 continents and worlds team. I think that we had to obviously go to 4 continents and skate well in order to really be put on the world team. We were able to do that. We did. I think we got the highest out of the Americans, which put us onto the world team,
Yeah.
and then we went to Worlds.
Yeah,
So
actually, you did an amazing job in 4 continents. I mean, after all that happened and what you guys went through, you did an amazing job, and your scores were really high. I mean, for like U.S. pairs in general in history, you got amazing scores. So that's awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's all goes back to Alexa and the drive that she has. I mean, she's doing amazing now, and that was years ago. So she's never lost it, and she just keeps cranking away.
She's amazing. I mean, I could tell even from before I chatted with her in her interview, she has a lot of energy. Energy. I don't know how she does it. She's like jumping all the time, smiling, laughing. That's great. It's like a very positive energy for everyone who's around, and that's really nice. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
she glows.
it's so true. She has so much energy, and it's great because at the rink we have a lot of younger kids now, um, and everyone looks up to her, obviously. So it's great to have someone that's a role model like Alexa that comes in like energized and ready to go every day. We're fortunate in our camp to have someone like that all the kids can look up to.
Oh yeah, then definitely, and it is so great because of course she was suffering with this illness that I just can't believe that it's day that you have no idea what happened. But well, she's well now, so
Yeah, I mean she's better now, so
yeah,
thank God for that. But
thank God for that. So
yeah.
after all that journey, like weird and bad journey, you went to your second national title, and of course you qualified for the Olympic team. You made the Olympic team. So how was your Olympic experience? It was your first Olympics, and everybody has a different story of how they felt when they got there. The opening ceremony, the Olympic village, the Olympic rings everywhere. How was your Olympic experience?
Um, I mean, it's different, I think, than you imagine. It's amazing, and the athletes that are there are amazing, and you know how much all of the athletes have worked to get there because you're one of those athletes that's worked to get there. Um, but like having the Olympic rings everywhere and being in the village is such a cool experience that at the end, I was talking to Alexa and I'm like, I want to try and do this again because I had so much fun the first time. And it's a long road to get there. I mean, every 4 years you have to work a lot, so it's not an easy task for anyone. Especially like that, like when we did our short program on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah,
So I'm never going to be able to give her an amazing Valentine's Day like that ever.
yeah.
And I
Actually,
don't.
Alex and I were talking about that in the Kiss and Cry. She had this heart that
Yeah,
I think you made that heart for her, something like that.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Um,
cute.
so it was just the whole thing, and being able to win an Olympic bronze medal in the team event was just the cherry on top, to be honest. Uh, so we are just, and our family was able to go, which is
Oh
huge.
wow, both your families.
Yes, both of our families, all our immediate family was able to go. We even had some friends that came, like one of the doctors that helped Alexa through her surgeries and everything. Him and his wife and daughter came, which was really special. So
Oh,
we're fortunate enough to be able to have all those friendly faces around us.
that is so cool. And talking about the medal, I mean, it's like a dream come true. Uh, I don't know, but so many athletes have told me that sharing a medal with their teammates is something truly special because, it's like a bonding thing. So, how do you feel about, that you won a medal and also, besides your wife?
I, I mean, it's an amazing experience and something so special that we'll be able to have for the rest of our lives and be able to tell our kids. But the team event, like, it's so cool having your teammates in the box cheering for you, and you get to see them right after the event is over. And knowing that like everyone's working together for the one goal is really exciting. I wish they had it like even in the individual events, like having your team there,
Oh,
part
yeah.
of your, it would be really cool. Because it's something a little extra special, because we had the individual event right after, like a day or two after. And you it's like a normal event. You go, you skate your program, you sit in the kiss and cry with your coaches. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it would just be so fun to have like some of your Olympic team that you're with be in the kiss and cry with you, like cheering and being excited for however you skate or however you do. But it's just extra special, and we'll cherish it forever.
Yeah, of course. And also, you did an amazing job. I mean, I remember this video is from the team event, and I remember it was so beautiful. And of course, you also did an amazing job in the first event. But well, the medal there didn't come. It was so hard. You competed against titans.
It was a tough it was a tough event for sure.
Yeah, I think it was like the hardest pair competition ever.
I mean, it was everyone threw down. Yeah, it was yeah. See, like teammates in the background, that's awesome. That would be so cool.
I know, it's amazing, these guys. And the energy was so amazing. And now, well, you have the possibility to go again, probably with Alexa. I mean, things are going that way, so that would be.
Yeah, they're doing well and competing well.
Oh yeah, they're doing great. I mean, I just can't believe that they have been skating together for less than a year, and they are,
And
they are beating guys who have been skating together for years. So wow, that's amazing. So you guys are doing a great job.
thank you. I mean, it's their drive and determination every day coming into the rink, knowing that they're going to have to work hard. That keeps them motivated and pushing forward.
Oh yeah, definitely. And after the Olympics, before you knew you were going to retire, you guys kept skating together, and for a while you were training without Shevchenko, but it was a brief time. It was maybe like 6 months or so.
Yeah, it was for a few months. We were after lit up with our coach,
Hmm.
and decided to move to Eliona. But we couldn't go. She had a bunch of shows to do, so we couldn't go to Germany right away. So we went to Illinois to Alexa's family's house. We like packed up all our stuff and drove out in a moving van with all of the animals. It was like a very exciting trip. Um, and I thank Alexa's family for being able to like handle all of the animals and all of our stuff for such a long time. But once we got there, Aliona came out to Illinois, which is where we were, for about a month or so. Leading up to that, we were pretty much just training by ourselves. We went to see her for about a week and a half, and then we came back home and we're just by ourselves, which was very hard.
Yeah.
We had some help here and there from different coaches, but it's very, very difficult to train by yourself, especially like after like having to change. Like she wanted to change a lot of stuff, which is fine. But that's like a lot to take on by yourself with just like a video, and just the emotions of it is difficult when you've been doing one thing for such a long time. He came out for about a month. We trained, we went to a camp, and then she left, and we went then a couple weeks later to her in Oberstdorf,
Mm.
which is amazing. We stayed in a little like a room of one of her friends for that was like right by the rink. So we walked to the rink every day. We skated 3 hours a day ish. Our last session was at 7 p.m. Our first one was at 10 a.m. So it was a long day, but we had big breaks, and we learned a lot. Honestly, I learned personally a lot about just skating in general and skating skills and stroking, different exercises. I think our skating grew a lot when we were there, even though maybe our elements were a little tougher. Our
Mm.
skating got a lot better. And even now, as a coach, I've learned and used a lot of the stuff that I've learned there with my students and all the pair kids that are at the Great Park Ice now. And even with Alexa and Brandon, some of the stuff I've learned, I've tried to push to get them to do. So it was a crazy experience, and unfortunately it didn't work out in the end, which is fine, but I appreciate the time that we got with Eliona. And I know that Alexa and I learned a lot from her. And I always, we still say hi and, happy birthday. And she has a beautiful little baby now. So that's exciting.
That's crazy. I mean, these stories, what you do for the sport, it's like you move anywhere you can just to find coaches and all. But at these levels, it's so hard to be without a coach. So after that, you started training with another coach, and then in last year, actually, you won your third national title.
Yeah. So after Eliona, we had Todd Sand come to Illinois. He was gracious enough to fly to us like a week or so before Skate America that season. And then we came out to Orange County to train with them leading into Nationals 2019. We had obviously a crazy year. We had a terrible debut. We had a terrible competition at Nationals. Our worst score, our worst placement. It was not good. So anyways, we hit the refresh button. We went to Illinois, and we drove all our stuff from there to California. Brian Johnson, actually, who Lex and Brandon trained with, he was with us. He was driving the big box truck. I was driving a car. Alexa was driving a car. We had all the animals. It was crazy. But we made it out here and started training for the next season fresh.
Wow, that's a lot. So how many animals do you have?
4. We have 2 big, huge dogs, and then 2 cats.
Oh my God. And eventually, I think you will have babies. So that's going to be a big family.
Yeah. There's going to be a whole bunch going on in the house.
That's cool. Now you'll know how I feel.
Yes.
This is amazing. So, of course, now after these nationals, you decided you were going to retire. You talked to Alexa, and of course, like she said in an interview, she's your wife before being your partner. She supported you. So, why did you decided to retire? Because of the injuries?
I mean, yeah, I was getting older, lots of injuries, and mentally, I just wasn't in it the same as I used to be. Like I said earlier, Alexa has that bubbly, fiery, go get it attitude. I just didn't have that so much, and especially leading into nationals, I was really burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
We almost didn't go. Actually, we kind of decided we were going to go, we weren't going to go, and it's back and forth. And a week or two before, we talked and are we going to go or not? And we decided yeah, I'm really good with the routine of the day to day. So whether I want to or not, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the rink and skate. And that's just what I did every single day. That's my life.
Yeah.
So it took a lot to decide to go, but we decided to go. And we went, and obviously it was great. We skated a great short program, good enough free program. We were first. Jess and Brian were second, which was awesome to see. I was more excited almost about that than winning because I didn't know how they had skated. I didn't see. And then I saw when all of the marks came up, they got second, and I was so excited. And then, all the excitement as soon as you get home kind of dies and you go back into your routine.
Mm-hmm.
Training, it was rough. I had knee injury and my back and all this stuff. And once one thing got better, there was another thing that popped up, and it was over and over and over. And then I was having a hard time with the jumps, and then, the lifts, we had to take a break from those because of, my knee or my back. And it was just it's crazy. So it was a lot. And just being able to run through a program was took way too much energy mentally and physically. But, routine, you go into the rink, you do your thing. Eventually we went to, 4 continents.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to channel what I felt at nationals, because nationals, we had good practices and the competition was good. So I was trying to do that, but it just, since the first step I took on the ice at practice, I was bad. I couldn't do anything. For some reason, I was in someone else's boots. The blades were mounted crooked, and it was terrible.
It wasn't your body.
It was a rough one. I just couldn't get out of it. And Alexa did everything she could, and she did everything right. And it had nothing to do with her. But I hit a breaking point. And after the short program, it's like, we did the warm up, and I don't know what I did. I don't think I did a jump. Maybe I fell or something. And then we did a twist and throws, and it was whatever. But during the warm up, it just wasn't in it. When you're out of practice, you're sharp, you're moving, you have some adrenaline kicking, and good, bad, ugly, whatever the practice is, don't worry about it. I'm warmed up now. I'm ready to go. But I was not like that at all. And it was tough when you're waiting to get on the ice. You're I don't want to do this. What the heck am I doing here? But you routine, it's my turn to skate. Here we go get into our spot. And I don't really remember what we did in the program. I just remember the whole time, thinking I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? And now I need to stop doing this. And then as soon as the program was over, I told Alexa, I'm done. Can't do this anymore.
Oh my God.
Tell by the reaction, after we finished, probably why and then the kiss and cry, that I was not having a good time.
Yeah. I bet.
So after that, she talked during all the interviews backstage, because you have to go through the media stuff. Mm-hmm. And we went back to the hotel, and I just stayed in the hotel for a long time. I didn't eat anything, no drinking, just laid in bed. Alexa went and met with Jenny and Todd, kind of talked through what was going on. And then I decided, but they more decided, that we needed to withdraw, which was the right decision.
Yeah, of course.
I regret it, not because of what happened, because you always have this dream ending.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone does as an athlete, you win the gold medal and then you retire on top and all this stuff. But this was the way it ended, unfortunately. But I just regret taking a spot away from someone else that could have gone and competed, or gone and wanted to compete. So I feel really bad about that. But at the same time, this just needed to happen for me to know that
realize it was your moment.
This needed to be done. I don't really miss training or any of that. I only miss really skating with Alexa. Every once in a while, we'll do crossovers together or something, but maybe after decides that she's done skating, we'll skate a little bit together just for fun. But that's the biggest thing I miss, is just skating with her daily. I don't miss the grind of, competition, training. But anyway, so we left early before the competition was over. We got a flight and went home. And then I saw some psychiatrists and stuff to try and help me just work through all of my emotions and just kind of being depressed about everything, because it's everything you work for, right? Years and years and years and years and years. You go to the Olympics. It's what do you have to be upset about? What's eating at you? Some people probably think it's silly, but behind the scenes, a lot of stuff goes on that people don't see, emotionally or physically or whatever. So I told Alexa, because she's well, I'll be done too then, because if you're going to stop, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to find another partner. But I knew that she wanted to keep skating. So I had to convince her that I was okay, which I was, with her finding a new partner to keep going. which she didn't understand why I was okay with that. She's like, oh, I wouldn't be okay with it. I'm okay with it. You need to find someone. The hard part is finding the right person, because she's at like such a high level, like who is going to be able to be there with you. So that was a concern of mine, actually. Like, if I stopped, I wouldn't want her to stop prematurely. If she wants to keep going, then by all means, you go for it. And I'll be supporting you every step of the way. So, luckily everything worked out the way it did. Worlds was canceled, I guess, because I wasn't going. They didn't want to have it, which is fine. So we didn't even come to that, but it was a rocky couple months.
Yeah.
But I've really found my niche in coaching, and I love it. And I'm so happy that Alexa found a partner that was at her level, like Brandon, and they're better than we were, which is perfect, because that's what I wanted. I wouldn't want her to go compete and be worse. I know that she's sad that they do maybe things better than we did, but he's got a lot of great pair experience, and I trust everyone else that was available or is available. I don't trust as much as I do him, knowing him for so many years. So I feel safe with her skating with him, which is great, and we get along really, really well. So that's a huge plus as well.
Wow, that's amazing. Actually, I was talking to them about this situation, and Alexa told me that I asked her if she was nervous when she tried with Brandon. And she told me you were there, helping through, supporting her. And I think that was, like the key to make this perfect, because she felt safe with you there, like kind of accepting the situation, and maybe she was more comfortable that way. And of course, these guys together are really, really good. I mean,
Very
they
good.
truly have a chance.
They
Actually,
do.
yeah.
They're so good.
Sorry, I was watching your videos with her today, and I remember watching you in Pyeongchang, and I was thinking you guys were so good. And the medal didn't come, in the pairs event, but now seeing her with Brandon, and seeing the achievements they have been getting from, I don't know, nothing less than a year. For
Yeah.
next year, they will be so high that they have a chance.
I mean, they have a chance to shake things up for sure. And just being as consistent as they are is the key to that success.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to propel them to challenge for a medal at Worlds or the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I think they have a great shot at that, honestly. If they keep the consistency that they've had, they're going to shake it up a bit at the top, I think.
I really hope so. Now,
Yeah.
what's your plan now? I mean, I know you're coaching and you're helping Alex and Brandon. And what are your plans? Are your plans, to coach pairs or singles into, Olympics?
Right now I'm working with Jenny and Todd in their camp. I work a lot with the younger kids. We do off-ice lift classes, conditioning classes, things like that. I skate with some of the younger girls to help teach them, lifts and twists and things like that, so they feel like safe right away, especially when they're learning new things. But right now, I'm just going to be doing what I'm doing, coaching pairs. I do coach some singles here and there, but my main focus is on the pair side. And I'm just here to support Alexa for as long as she wants to skate. And then from that, we'll decide on what we want to do. So she's running the show at the moment, and I'm just going to keep coaching and supporting however much I can as they go.
You guys are amazing together. I told Alexa that, and I truly believe it, I mean, you're like the perfect couple ever. I think the whole world is jealous about you guys, and that's amazing because you support each other like in the perfect way. And congratulations because of that, because, not so many people are like that together. So you guys rock. And we have a couple of questions from the
Oh
audience.
boy, let's hear them.
Okay, someone is asking, what's your goal now?
My goal now, I mean, is to one get Alexa and Brandon on a podium at Worlds or the Olympics, and to help Olive, Jenny, and Todd and our students grow and be the best athletes they can be.
Nice. What else? Someone is asking, what's your favorite program? I think
Ooh,
they're
from
about, yeah, maybe you and Alexa together.
yeah, I'd have to say the Metallica short program
Hmm.
that we had was probably my most favorite.
It was good. What else? I think this is a long one. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can't see. Hold on. It says, enjoyed watching you work, Megan W.
Well, Megan Wessenberg, yep.
Yeah. Do you think being able to teach elements like the twist throws helps girls prepare for and choose pair skating?
100%. I mean, I think that's what I excel at is twists, lifts, and throws. So I try and help whoever I can work on their lifts, twists, and throws. I've posted a couple of videos here and there, but I worked with Megan for a while. We took senior pair test, kind of getting her ready to move into the pair world, and now she has a partner, and they're doing awesome. So yeah, I really enjoy skating as long as I can. Sometimes I got to take a break to rest, but I really enjoy helping whoever wants to learn pairs.
That's amazing. I'm sorry if I take long to read. I'm not wearing glasses. I'm kind of blind. And the last one. It says, you and Scarlett looked great in the Kiss and Cry.
Thank you. Scarlett's the perfect little kitty.
That is so cute. Oh yeah, they mean in the nationals right now. On the
Yeah, when I was holding her up,
yeah, I
I
remember.
tried to get Fluffy, but she doesn't like being held as much as Scarlett. So
That was amazing. Yeah, I remember. That was a cool thing they did on the nationals with
yeah,
all.
I hope they keep it.
Yeah, they should.
You know,
Like,
audiences and everything is back to normal. I think they should still do it.
yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking about because you feel like the support of your family there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to be there.
Even if people are in the stands with their phone, they could like still do it on their phone, but be in the stands so you can see them like right
Yeah,
away. Go
exactly.
so in
Yeah,
the stands for mom
listen.
or dad.
Yes, I would love that. But
Yeah,
everywhere, the Olympics, World Championships, everywhere. That
yeah,
would be
very
amazing.
cool.
So these were all the questions for today, Chris. It has been
Cool.
amazing. I mean, I just love doing these interviews because I get to know you guys better. I mean,
Yeah,
before I was an Olympic commentator, of course, I was a skater and a huge fan of guys like you. So it's really cool to be able to chat with you guys, know you a little bit better, because people see you as like like public figures, athletes in general, but they don't know like the personal part. And it's really great
for
because you
sure.
guys are amazing people. So I just love meeting you guys. It's so good, so great.
Well,
Hopefully,
thank you for
I
having
will
me.
be able to go to Beijing next year, to commentate, and maybe I will meet you guys there. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's do it. Whoop.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you so much for this interview, Chris, and thank you everyone who has been watching here. Follow Chris on his social media. He's posting like all the time, everything. And
Yeah,
also
no
Alexa
problem.
is doing it. So Alexa was around there somewhere. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks for your comments. And thank you for watching. And remember that this interview will stay as a video on my channel so you can see it. I will share it with you, Chris, so you can share it with your audience.
Thank you.
And we'll
Cool.
be seeing each other soon, hopefully.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Take care and have a good night. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.